Welcome to another episode of Talk to the Doctor. We're going to do something a little different today. What we're going to do is we're going to show you our favorite moments from this last year. Let's check it out.
That was on that first big Toto session that I was talking about. I wiped out on a solid wave.
Like what kind of wipe? Like on the drop or like what?
I had an airdrop wipeout, and yeah, it was a bumpy day this day. It was big and bumpy, and I just hit like one of those boil just mogul chop things, and had like a proper wipeout on a big wave, and yeah, just went through the ringer, ragdolled like you can violently, and then just drug underwater for a football field, and I think I was under. It was for sure like a 15-second hold down, and I came up and I was pretty comfortable, and yeah, that's kind of like that one experience kind of like triggered something in my head. Was like, okay, you can handle this, and I was pretty confident at the time. Like I was a lifeguard, like right at that time, like right when I got out of high school, I was a lifeguard for a few years on the military base. So I was in really good, like
something I wasn't aware of.
I was in really good like swim shape,
swimming condition.
Yeah, and then just like through like some other things, like I started when I was like kind of later in high school, I started doing the 𝐭𝐨𝐬 training here in town at Gary Forbach's studio.
Awesome.
With our good friend Eric, who was teacher, and another friend named Dave Michaels. So I had like a couple of really good years where I just had like a foundation of doing that too, and like gaining body awareness, and between like the fitness I had from that, and then the lifeguarding and just surfing so much, like I was just really like felt like I was just in good condition, like primed up physically, mentally, through all that. So I just kind of like started like doing yoga at a pretty young age around then too. So I just kind of had like a good foundation to kind of like be able to be comfortable in bigger waves, and
that makes a lot of sense.
Be able to handle, like situations, and know that I could like, I was always confident I could hold my breath for a 2-wave hold down, which is, that's much the worst case scenario. Obviously getting knocked unconscious is like, the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
But like mostly other than that is getting, a 2-wave hold down. You need to be able to sure you can hold your breath that long.
Yeah, that's a while too.
Yeah, it's a while, but yeah, I was just sure when I was, from a pretty young age I could do that, and then just kind of from there it's just kind of was able to just start traveling more and more, and that's when Puerto Escondido like became a big part of my life too. When I was 19.
You started going to Porto?
I started going to Porto. Yeah, I won a free airline ticket down there. This is when I was working at Rip Curl Surf Shop too. Like that was kind of one of my jobs, and lifeguarding. So I had a couple of things, and there was a surf shop team challenge, and the first prize was airfare to Porto.
Damn.
And our team, it was my brother and a guy named Chris Biata, who's a great surfer that moved to San Clemente, still is one of my like old dear friends. So it was the three of us, and the contest was at the trails, and yeah, we won it against every surf shop in California, basically.
Surf shop challenge.
Sick.
Yeah. And you guys won.
And we won.
And got a ticket to Porto.
And then I got a ticket to Puerto Escondido, and basically
Which became your first time to Porto?
It was my first time. And I just went solo. I had a window of time before I needed to start lifeguarding. It was in May, and I just was like, okay, I'm going. And
I was very lucky. They got to meet Martin Scorsese like 6 times in my life. We interviewed him like a couple. It got to the point where he almost recognized us. I got a funny story about someone does it. I'm gonna write this Oliver Stone story down. Oliver Stone. I got to write Oliver Stone story.
We'll segue into Oliver Stone next. So I mean, it seems natural. Scorsese to Oliver Stone.
So we had interviewed like the history of television. We'd interviewed Scorsese a couple times, and for other projects. And he's like really good. Like I think he's so talented and so interesting.
Yes.
So we got the job to shoot the behind the scenes on Casino. And so I remember the first day, and that is a minefield because you got Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci,
Sharon Stone,
and the actor guy,
Ray Liotta.
I'll tell you in a second. Anyways, well, behind the scenes, you just can't walk in and start shooting. You have to be very smart. So it was just they only sent me and the sound guy, who was a really good friend of mine. So the first day they're doing the scene about counting money. I wait 9 hours. We don't film anything. I don't put the camera on my shoulder or do anything. And after 9 hours, the publicist, there's always a publicist on the set who's running the set. And so the publicist introduced us to Mr. Scorsese. And I said, oh, it's nice to meet you. We're your behind the scenes crew. He goes, oh, it's nice to meet you. So the next day they're shooting this massive scene in the ballroom. It's a scene where De Niro walks in, the cameras go by, and Joe Pesci's there. And there's 300 extras in 70s outfits. It's huge, and it's just gigantic. And but Scorsese knows us now. So he says, come on, film me. He's like a grandfather on speed, just runs around. He's like so much energy, like I wish it. And
Oh my God.
and then Joe Pesci's like, Marty, who are those guys? He goes, they're my B-roll guys. Leave me alone. Let's shoot. Come over here. We start just fall. Because what are you gonna say? No to Scorsese? You're not gonna say, I'm not gonna film that.
No.
So we would go, and he was so interestingly talented. And I think another thing too is, I think again the preparation that they do for these big movies. It's just what they did is they brought in everybody, and they did like the 300 extras. They rehearsed the scene with stunt doubles. Then they kicked everybody out of the room, and then Scorsese and De Niro just walked through the scenes. The two of them in an empty room, they walked through the whole scene again. Then they did the scene. They brought her back in. They shot it. And the director is my favorite. The DP, Rob Richardson, was phenomenal.
Is it DP on Casino?
Casino. And
Worked for Scorsese.
yeah, in that movie.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
And, one of the benefits of doing behind the scenes is you get to see how they make big movies. So you're like, oh, that's how they do it. Oh, that's how they do it. So then when I was making commercials or TV shows, I said, let's do this. They go, how do you know that? I made it up. But I had seen them do it because the big movies are done really well. So, and the bummer was I shot some of the best footage of my life behind the scenes. De Niro, all the stuff.
Gosh.
And when the EPK came out, De Niro had the contract clause, and there was none of it aired. So I'm sure all that stuff's is at Universal, so wherever it's at, there one day might be a Scorsese retrospective, but it was never
Not going to be coming out at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. So it was my greatest day. No one saw.
I do have really fond memories though of eating lunch with all of those punk rock heroes of mine that I didn't ever get to see or
Social
talk
D
to.
ever play in
Yeah,
that?
Social Distortion was the headliner. Mike Ness. I used to play this game called CeeLo. It's like rolling dice, and it would be like Mike Ness and all the roadies, and we'd be behind the buses and I'm looking and it's Mike Ness, and I'm rolling dice with Mike Ness, and you see him fucking
It's just,
his
I don't know.
gambling take over, and it's some German blue-haired roadie like, I'll take your Les Paul from you, and he's like, you're on.
Oh boy.
So he throws the dice, and I watch Mike Ness lose his gold top, 57 gold top, to this roadie, a German roadie of a band called Die Toten Hosen. They used to riddle me. They'd be like, we would never have acoustic guitar. We are a rock and roll band. We never have acoustic guitar. You
Well,
are
that
puny
makes sense,
man. But
it
anyways,
makes sense, right?
at any
Punk
rate.
and acoustic sounds, not really. But I mean, I could say this, like, I'm not really a punk guy. I like a little bit of it, but Mike Ness.
I have a good Mike Ness story if you
Come
want to hear it
on.
real quick.
I do want to hear
Okay,
it.
so we're in Pittsburgh. We're on the Warped Tour. We're sweating balls. We're starving. We're sick of our lunch passes. So we're like, we're going to downtown to the strip
To
clubs.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, and we're going to get our free lunch because then if you're early, there's a buffet lunch, all you can eat, right? So we'd go in there, and Damien used to call, let's get into character, boys. So we put our vinyl jackets on, we go to the strip club. We eat our free lunch, all you can eat. Everyone's just horking food. Dancers, schmancers, we're just like, you know. And then we sit there and blah, blah, blah for a second, and then we're like, oh, I know what to do. We'll invite a couple of these girls back. They didn't know who we were, nor did they care, but we were like, do you guys like Social Distortion? And they're like, oh my God, we love Social Distortion. They're all tats and like
We're
sick
playing
girls,
with
you know.
them.
Yeah, exactly. We're on the Warped Tour with them. Come with us, ladies. So we bring back 3 of the girls. Mike is in his bus. He won't come out of his bus. He's fucking totally depressed because he lost his Les Paul to this roadie. And it's just like the darkest hour for him of his life, And we show up with these 3 strippers, right? And we're like on his bus. Mr. Ness, and you go away. And it's like, no, Mr. Ness, we have someone really special wants to meet you, And the bus goes, slides open like Lord Vader, And the girls start to step in, and we're like trying to follow him in. As right as the third girl's like tush gets behind the door, they see the door go, and we're like, perfect, walk away, We're like, we're out. But we did see him the next day, kind of.
Seemed pretty stoked.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah.
I needed that.
pretty
you know?
amazing.
The Olympics is like the biggest scam in the history of all sports, or the biggest scam in the history of history. But I'm not saying that, the surfers are any part of it. But the problem, in my opinion, with the Olympics is they charge $7 a person to go on Peacock and stream this, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like $7 to get Peacock to be able to watch the Olympics.
Oh, because I watched a lot of it on. They split it between network and then Peacock. So I don't know if I saw Peacock, but I did see some of the track on.
Okay, well,
Oh, you're talking about for surfing?
No, I'm just talking about for the Olympics.
Oh.
Whatever, however you got to get to see this is
Okay.
from what I understand. Maybe it wasn't even $7. It could have
Well,
been.
it could have been, but I know they split it. You know.
Then you've worked your whole life to be able to get to this point, to get on this team, to go to these Olympics. You know?
Yeah.
And we're not amateurs we're talking about. This is like your whole life. You're the best in the
You're
world.
the best at what you are.
Right. And so then the Olympics gets you and, televises it, makes a big deal. You wave your flag. You have the intro ceremony. It's just this whole grand ordeal. And then say you do good. You might even, be in the top 5 of whatever your sport is, which is huge. I guess it's top 3 because it's gold, silver, and bronze. So we'll just go to the top 3.
Yeah.
But, like, the Olympics, nobody gets paid. And I just feel like it's such a letdown to work your whole life to get into this thing. Without the athlete,
There's no thing.
there is no Olympics.
Right.
And then it's the only thing where people are just so stoked they get in there to not get paid. And it's like they should at least get some percentage of whatever. Cause
Of the Peacock $7.
Yeah, 3 billion people tuned into these things. You know what I mean?
$7 a head. Okay,
And
do
with,
the math.
Yeah, with no, there's
No payout for the athletes.
Yeah, and it's like
Someone's killing it.
You might get it for your sponsors, or you might get some sort of benefit there.
Yeah.
But you have to ride for a Red Bull or something where it's in your contract to say that you did this. And so the scam of all scams, I mean, doesn't that seem weird that every other thing, if you do good in it, you get paid for your efforts?
Is that true also of the X Games? Do they get paid?
Well, I mean, think about the X Games.
I don't know a lot about
Well, the
the
X Games is like,
It's mini Olympics.
well, it's just so small. So I don't know. I don't know about the X Games.
It's definitely not as big as the Olympics, right? Yeah. But do they get paid? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
We'll have to look into that, but we're not talking about the X Games, okay? We're talking about the Olympics.
Which is the biggest one.
It
and
started
no one
in
gets paid.
Greece or whatever,
Yeah,
No
one gets paid.
It just seems weird to me. And so it's
Someone's making a lot of money
somebody's making a lot of money.
on the backs of these people's lifetime dreams
A lifetime dream.
and the
then-
emotion of holding a gold. Like that's the emotion.
But
that
is it
drives
even
them,
gold?
right? Huh?
Is it even gold?
Oh, the medal?
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
How could it be? It's like huge. Yeah.
But I mean, it's the Olympics. Why wouldn't it be?
Whoa.
So you're holding like
A fake
fool's
gold.
gold. So
It can't be totally gold because if the
I mean,
price
look
of
at
gold
the-
at $3,000 an ounce. Okay.
but look at a
Those things are
rapper's
like-
necklace,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So they're buying it just because, or who knows if it's LeBron. I mean, Snoop Dogg. I don't know. Somebody. They got big gold medallions. Let's just shrink it down a little bit. Let's make it gold. You know what I mean?
Real gold.
It doesn't have to be 6 inches in diameter. It could be 3 inches in real
But
gold.
real gold.
Yeah.
Because then you actually get like that thing's going to be.
I mean, it
interesting
should be
stuff, yeah.
$100,000 medallion.
It should be at least that.
That's what I'm saying.
For the
It's
gold.
the Olympics.
For the gold.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's,
100,000.
let's put $100,000 into that. I mean, $100,000 chunk of gold with a little, signia.
Little logo on there.
Yeah, a little logo, and
the-
you're off.
You're off to the
At least you
races.
have something.
Yeah, that's an interesting point
I
of
mean,
view.
the
which I've
bronze
never
one's
really-
going to be cheap.
I was 32 when I moved there to Kauai, and I hadn't really grown up yet. I didn't really, in my heart, feel like I was a man. I had a lot of help getting jobs and whatnot and stuff like
Here.
that here. And so when I moved to Kauai, I knew not one person when I got off that plane.
What made
And
you choose Kauai? Like, what was the impulse to go? I'll go to Kauai.
I'll tell you what, I was on my way to the Big Island, and Coach Hartman
Oh yeah.
from San Clemente High, I was out on the pier and he was doing the beach activities.
Yes.
He was up on the pier taking roll and making sure everybody was
A
there.
classic San Clemente coach.
Yeah, and so I told him I was thinking of going to the Big Island. And he goes, what? He's like,
You
let
like
me tell you
volcanoes?"
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
So he goes, I go to Hawaii every year on my vacation. I either go Kauai, I go Maui, I go Big Island, and it just rotates every year. And he goes, I'll tell you what, the Garden Island is the newspaper, the Garden Island on Kauai you go through that. He goes, there's jobs all the time. He goes, you go to the Big Island and want to be a carpenter.
It's gonna be
He goes,
tough.
you're going to be driving.
Yeah, 8
and
hours.
Stuff,
Yeah.
And you don't
It's
know
a
what
big
you're going to
island.
be
They
doing.
don't call it Big Island for nothing.
Yeah, so he steered me in the direction of Kauai.
Incredible.
And then, like I said, I didn't know anybody when I got off that plane. But before I left here, I was down at Brad Basham's original shop.
Uh-huh.
And I was down there talking to Brad, and Randy Slay came in. And so I'm talking to Randy Slay. And he's all, oh, you're going to move to Hawaii. He goes, where are you going to go? And I go, well, Coach Hartman's telling me I want to go to Kauai. So he goes, yeah, man, really, go to Kauai. He goes, I got a friend over there. And I go, oh, wow, cool. He's like, where are you going to stay? And I go, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to play it by ear. And he goes, I got a buddy over there. He goes, his name's Dave 𝐓𝐿𝐶. And I go, Dave 𝐓𝐿𝐶, okay. And he goes, he's an old hippie guy that like lived at Taylor Camp at the end of the road, and he's got a piece of property there now, and he'll let you pitch a tent or whatever, probably,
Oh my
you know.
gosh.
So call him, here's his number. And so I did. I called Dave 𝐓𝐿𝐶, and Dave's all, I got a treehouse.
Oh my gosh.
He goes, when are you coming? I go, I'll be there June 1st. He goes, send me $200 and you can move in the treehouse.
Oh my gosh.
And so I did. I sent him $200, moved into that treehouse.
Was that kind of by the end of the road?
It was
Right
dead
there.
centered between a couple really good surf spots.
Sick,
And
sick.
I was like, I got a ride from somebody else that I didn't know. Another friend of mine over here, Gary Crawford, goes, oh, I know this guy, Mike Mugridge. Call him. He'll pick you up at the airport.
Sick.
So I call up Mike Mugridge. He goes, oh, you're friends with Gary's? He goes, yeah, man, I'll pick you up at the airport. And so he did, and dropped me off. And I remember crossing the street, and it was summer, so it was pretty flat. And I had a snorkel and mask with me, and I go, I'm going to go across the street and check out this ocean, you know. And I went across it, and it was just turquoise
Just
blue,
gorgeous
just like
part of it. Oh
it's
my gosh,
most
yeah.
beautiful
It is.
spot in the world.
In the
I
world,
was just
yeah.
like, this is amazing. I was blown away. I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to make this work. I got to
Yeah,
make
because
this
this
work.
is really
it,
gorgeous.
you
Yeah,
know.
I
And,
agree.
And yeah, so been
Good
there
for you.
since.
Yeah.
It was-
This new thing for me had opened up called Formula Drift. And the first year I did it was 2020. And
I think I remember when you got that job. What is Formula Drift?
so it's a car drifting event where there's these cars that all battle against each other. So there's a lead car and a chase car. And then they go and they do a battle, and then they swap positions, and the chase becomes the lead becomes the chase, and they're scored on by judges, 3 judges, on different criteria. It's line, angle, and style.
Are they allowed to crash in it? It's not like a.
So the goal is kind of like,
it
okay,
aggressive?
there's like a wall here, and the lead car is trying to get as close to the wall with the most angle. So you don't want to be like just barely drifting. They want you to be on it and like have the angle. But then there's style too, as to like how you.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's
Scary but fun.
I mean, these cars. Some of the examples of the cars are like Corvettes, Mustangs,
Wow.
some crazy BMWs that are
Wow,
really
okay.
maneuverable.
And their speed.
It's not really
it's not that
about
fast
speed.
because they're sliding.
Yeah.
Or, drifting, but sliding. It's drifting and sliding.
So
Yeah, it's not really super fast. Just super controlled sliding.
it's literally controlled chaos. It's like these guys are just whipping it in, and sometimes they are going like, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour and then whipping it into this turn. And the chase guy, his job is to just to mimic what the guy in the front's doing. So get really close to him and have, like, if the guy's not really drifting properly, then he kind of has to not drift properly and kind of mimic that same style. And so I was learning, I had never shot anything like that before. I had shot some rally car stuff before this, but never a road drifting type thing. And it kind of opened up this whole new thing for me, and I just started traveling. We went to 4 different stops in 2020, and they did a double header at each stop. So it was basically like 2 events per stop.
Oh, nice.
No fans, nobody there. It was all broadcast, and we crushed it. We did a great job, and it's kind of evolved since then. So I don't fly the FPV drones, which
Okay.
the FPV guy puts on the goggles. He's got this tiny little drone that goes super fast and can very easily crash into something else.
Oh shit.
Like some of the FPV pilots that I work with, you know, those drones are going down at times. You know, a cone flies up and hits the drone, and boom, it's out.
Wow. Can those?
But
how much does one of those cost you then?
It depends, because those guys mostly build their own drones. So it's more so about their parts and their time.
Interesting.
Bioavailability is what kind of think you're referencing, is
Yes.
how bioavailable are these nutrients to get into our body.
The absorption.
Exactly. So like you look at glucosamine or chondroitin, which are supplements, you go to Costco, like look at joint health.
Oh my God.
Help your arthritis, and it's chondroitin and glucosamine. But the bioavailability in the gut lining is very poor.
Very limited.
So you're basically peeing those things out. It's expensive.
Expensive piss.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
And so the metabolic window, which is what you were addressing before, which is how fast you want to get those protein supplements in, or creatine, or whatever the substrate is you're trying to get into your body after exercise, is essentially a function of your insulin sensitivity. So when you work out, your insulin sensitivity increases. In other words, your muscle's ability to pull nutrients out of the bloodstream into the cells.
Interesting.
And it turns out that theory was researched for a long period of time. The thought used to be you have to eat protein within 45 minutes to an hour of working out. It turns out now, which I learned this.
After they thought?
They
Okay.
used to think that you have to increase your protein uptake within 45 minutes to an hour after working out, or else you basically threw the workout away.
Okay.
There's a commercial with pro athletes, they have like chocolate milk, and like
Yeah.
they work out and like they drink and like,
Bing.
oh, now I'm done.
Done. Yeah.
It's like you're not. Then well, it turns out the overall protein intake throughout the course of a day is what's the main factor for protein
For
synthesis and growth,
bioavailability?
and for muscle growth.
Okay.
So if you're in a protein deficit overall,
by
the end of the day, you're probably not going to create muscle growth.
interesting.
But if you're in a protein surplus, you will, because most of the muscle growth and muscle protein growth happens when you're sleeping. So
Okay.
in grad school, I learned that within 45 minutes, you have to eat this. You better. Like, put a protein shake in your bag.
Boom.
But the newest research coming out within the last couple of years has shown that it actually is more about a total volume of nutrients.
Throughout the day,
Correct.
which is what, like, say for instance, like every 3 hours, your protein intake, because isn't it, somewhere in that window?
It could be a time intake, or it could just be an overall, like, let's just say total grams of protein at the end of the day per body weight.
But I mean, if you like these people right now that are doing this like fasting and intermittent,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they eat a bunch
Sure.
later. I mean, is there something to be said for there's only a certain amount of absorption per hour? I know that's true of vitamin C, for instance.
Yeah.
But with protein, can you literally just put in 100 grams at once and think you're going to get the juice out of that?
I think that's a better question. No, I don't think that's true. I think that you're going to get a percentage of uptake, and then your kidneys and everything else will filtrate the rest.
That's what I thought.
So
too.
yeah, you're right. You can't eat 300 grams of protein and expect all of that to be absorbed by their body.
So with wanting total protein availability in your body or bioavailability,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be the best solution to try to really be on track?
Yeah.
With, I know people that have trained to like compete for physical fitness type stuff.
Sure.
They're really on a tight track of like every 3 hours they eat so much rice and so
Yeah.
much protein and so much vegetables,
Yeah.
like a machine.
Yeah.
And after a while, you're going, man, that is working.
Totally.
I mean, you really notice what they're doing, but they are not slight on protein.
Right.
But they're just taking it in methodically every
Yeah.
3 hours, and they literally wake up in the middle of the night or in that other 3 hours and eat then too.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what I believe about that, but
I think there's so many different thought processes and like methods for those type of things. I think it's what fits best for the person
Yes.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm going to go to Hawaii. I'm going to move over there. And so I just had like two boards, I think, 2 Timmys.
sick.
Because like 𝐓𝐮 or MCD, they put me like on like, we're not going to pay you. We're just going to pay your rent. Give you some spending money because they didn't trust me. So like, they're just like not going to do anything right now. So I'm like, shit, man, I don't have any money. So Timmy made me a couple of boards, a couple of cheetah boards. One purple, one was
I remember those.
the brown one. And
Yeah.
then
How big?
one was 6'5", and the other one was 6'8". And I was like, wow, all right, I'm out of here. And I just taped them together, and then I had Matt Phillips drive me to the airport, dude.
Nice.
I think he has a picture of me leaving. I was like, had 2 boards taped together in a backpack.
Sick.
And that's all I had, dude. I didn't have nothing in my pocket.
Do you remember what year that was?
Dude, I don't. Maybe 92, 93 maybe.
Okay.
And I was like, later. And I think he has a picture of me and like dropped me at the airport. Like,
I think I've seen that somewhere.
yeah. And then I just bailed. And then I was still sponsored by Town and Country. And then they picked me up at the airport. And then they put me up at a place
On
in
the North
town.
Shore or in town?
in town just because we were doing some content. I don't know what we were doing.
Something. Yeah.
And then I made it to the North Shore. Brian Surratt helped me out.
Killer.
Yeah, and he got me a place to live on his street, so
Sick.
he can pretty much
Kind of keep his eyes on you.
yeah he watch me, and got me a cool little pad, and
Cool.
then
Yeah,
so-
because that's right. That's his little neighborhood,
That's
isn't it?
right.
That's where he runs things down there. Yeah.
Brian, and then so I just started surfing, doing my thing at
Now,
back door off the wall.
You found yourself gravitating toward there, even though you were living right there at Sunset Point, right there, right?
I just ride a bike down there.
Just ride the bike down there, and then is it fair to say there was just a lot of days when it just for some reason or for whatever, there's a lot of people at pipe, but not really too many people at off the wall.
No, I just paddle over there, just sit and wait.
Insane.
And logs, and then I surfed logs a lot. And I actually got a lot of photos on those 2 boards that Timmy made me.
Yeah.
And I was
And we
super
started
stoked.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Like we started seeing that. It was like the resurrection in a sense.
Yeah,
right?
it
We were
was.
just like going, okay, now they can't fuck with him.
Yeah, and so I just stayed there for a long time. And then Brian actually was coming back he was, I think, nationals at Lowers or something. Then he brought Ford back to me. I said, hey, can you bring Ford here? He was like 3 years old or something. And so he put him on a plane, and he brought him to me. And then
Oh
so
my
it was just me
gosh.
and Ford. We were cruising for,
How old
5
is
weeks.
Ford now?
He's 34.
Whoa.
Dude, gnarly.
That's just wild.
Yeah.
So wild. So that period, I want to say, was his, 93-ish through. Was there a period of your life that really was kind of your focal point? Was that like a 5-year, 8-year, 10-year?
That was, good question. Probably like 10 years almost.
10 years of your life from 1993 to 2003-ish, give or
Yeah.
take, it's just, I just really enjoy the chance to be able to kind of discuss, like, in a sense, chronologically, like to understand, okay, this era, this era, this era.
Yeah.
This is what happened during this time. Cause that was a really, and then your boards, kept getting smaller.
Yeah. So
The waves kept getting bigger,
yeah. Yeah.
right? I want to say there was, from what I understand, 8 foot off the wall
Yeah.
on a sub 6.0.
Yeah, 6'0", 6'1", 6'3", the biggest. I was started, on like 6'8", 6'5", and I was like, these boards are too big. They're not fitting in the pocket,
Yes.
to where I want to be. And so I just started riding 6'3s, and then I was like, I don't even really, I think I probably broke a 6'3", and I had a 6'1". I was like, I'm just gonna ride the 6'1", and I just
Felt free.
yeah, it felt perfect. As long as you can paddle out, which is easier for me because it's easier to duck dive.
Yep.
Get situated and move around, and like you could flip around and take off late under the
Under
lip.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and just boom. And once you're in the wave, you want that quickness under your feet to pump in the barrel or wherever you're gonna go with it.
Much more maneuverability.
Yeah, and
What
stable.
were the shapes like? Do you remember what you were riding? Like, were those the deep 6 still?
Yeah, I was riding a lot of swallowtail channel bottoms and
Yeah.
pintail channel bottoms, and then I just had regular like pintails, a lot of pintails,
So like a 6'1" pintail,
Yeah,
right?
6'1".
Straight swallow, pintail, that
Yep.
kind of thing, right? Pulled in, really good.
Yeah.
Not a board you'd ride, like, even though it's only 6.0, it's still not a board you would take, to T Street or something, like
No,
a
I mean,
board
you
that
could,
you
but-
could, but it wouldn't be the ultimate for that,
No.
right? It would just be like really ultimate for that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people were tripping on this. I think I want to say, once again, and looking at the sport and the evolution, that you were able to take and kind of alter the general mind flow. Because I think at first you did that in a high performance way, in a carvy way. You definitely weren't a guy that people just thought about it as. It was the way you rode the wave to this day. Not rode, I want to say in past tense.
Okay,
You're still
thanks.
doing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I see you surf now. I'm like, God, he's still doing this. It's insane how good you are. And to this day, some guys kind of had a moment and their moment's gone, right? But I'm just saying, like, you still surf every day and you surf. There's no real disconnection.
Well, our ultimate sail was Mentawai,
Nice.
𝐓𝐮𝐧𝐞 Island.
Nice.
So I got a call from a guy, and he said I ran across International Surf Properties, and he goes, I've had my island on the market, and I was in escrow or under contract with New Zealand guys, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, it just fell out, and he goes, I just ran across your site. He
Oh,
goes,
what
I
is- yeah,
want you to
timing.
list it. Oh yeah,
Oh,
timing's everything,
amazing,
right?
right, yeah.
And I said, where is it? He goes, well, it's 𝐓𝐮𝐧𝐞 Island. It's right in front of _Villas.
Bummer.
So they look right at it, and
Wow.
and it's uninhabited.
The island itself.
The island
it's
itself.
a little like atoll almost.
Yeah,
kinda,
it's
small.
an island. You
Yeah,
know, it's
small.
I think it's like 25 acres, something like that.
You can walk around it.
Yeah, you can walk around it.
It's like
so,
Tavarua.
So yeah, it's a beautiful place, and there's a wave, right there, right? A-frames wave, right? So right in the
And this
left,
was
coming
how
around
long
it.
ago?
This would have been about 3 years ago.
And what was that for sale for?
That was fell for $1 million.
$1 million.
$1
How
million.
many
You
bungalows?
could own this island, right?
Shut up.
And then you have to go and get the stuff. And as a foreigner,
there was nothing there.
nothing there.
Oh, he
no,
didn't
no
have a
infrastructure.
building.
There was no infrastructure.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the story gets more interesting.
Damn.
So
You just buy the island for $1 million.
$1 million.
That's it, though.
What I should have done is called a few investors, but I end up putting it out on my newsletter, right? Tell my things. Well, our friend Ryan Atkins, he's from San Clemente, California, calls me up and he goes, I'm at Candui Villas looking at A-Frames Island right now.
Oh,
this
my
was
God.
after we put up the listing for maybe 5-6 days. And he goes, I want to buy it. And so then he calls me up later that day, right? So we're on the upsides of the world. So, it's my nighttime, his daytime. And he goes, oh, I heard they call it Snake Island. I don't want it because there's so many snakes on there.
Ah.
And so I go,
I
"Oh,
don't
really?"
want that either.
Yeah, no, who wants a
Scares me.
Snake Island,
No
right?
one.
I go, but wait a second. You're looking at the island. Go out to the island. Tell me how many snakes you see. So you'll probably get bit because there's so many snakes you can't buy the island.
Oh my
So
God.
he goes out there, calls me the next day, my night, right? And he goes, yeah, I think I saw one snake on the whole island. We walked the whole island. I go,
Okay, well,
okay. So we started to
Not as bad
realize,
as it sounds. There might be seasons,
anyways, it's a snake.
Did you
right?
buy the island?
So anyway, no, here's the thing.
Ryan.
Right?
I haven't seen him in a long time.
I know, and he's a great guy.
a great guy,
So
yeah.
anyway, so we start to realize, well, locals want to protect. They don't want you buying that
course,
island.
so they
sitting
put it out there.
They put it out there.
Snake
and next thing,
Island.
yeah, Snake
everyone's like,
Island.
"Ah."
Yeah, Snake Island. And then it was, oh yeah, the locals burned down.
Anything that's built.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. And the locals owed money on it. So it just kept coming. So after about 3 or 4 days of all these things, because he's
All the
talking to
gossip,
the locals, right?
yeah.
He goes, I want it.
Cool.
So we set up the contract and this and that, and they kept drilling him on why he should not buy the island, why he shouldn't buy the island. But we had a contract, but there no deposit had been sent yet, right?
Okay.
And so he cancels the contract. And then 3 days later he goes, I don't want to cancel the contract. I think it's a good buy. And I go, sorry, it's too late. Somebody else already put a contract in. So
Nice.
unfortunately for Ryan, he didn't get the island. We did sell it to somebody else, but that was a 2-week process because it was such an amazing thing. But we had the marketing means to get it out to the right
Yes,
people,
yes.
surfers with money.
Yes.
And so it was so,
Which is the
that was
journey
the
of
most
international surf properties,
It
is to actually elevate to the kind of people that have the kind of dollars to go, yeah, give me that $1 million island. I'll fart that money out there. Here's the check, chief.
It's a condo in San
It's
Clemente.
cool, but all of us are going to Cottons because even the beach breaks are mopped, and we got the key, right? Just perfect Cottons. Like, so out of respect, how you do it, this guy's in the spot. I'm paddling out, but Second Reef actually barreled back then. So I let the guy go, and he pearls up to, I didn't want to paddle in front of him to wreck his wave because it would have been an incredible wave. And it's like, good. It's big Cottons. And so I stop, I let him go, and he pearls up to his neck. So I'm like, this is before duck diving. It's like, so I got to take my beatings. And then in the middle of my beatings, all of a sudden, like a hot poker just, I don't know if it's a nose or the tail, and there's no leashes, right? The guy had no leash. So it sticks in the back of my leg. It completely annihilates. I don't even know what happened. I just know without even thinking or looking, I go, it's like a shark bit my leg off, basically. I go, fuck. I'm still not even getting there yet, but I'm like, and it's like, wow, oh, fuck. I go, hey. And the guy's, I go, and I look back, and my board's gone. I had no board, whatever else. So I got to put my leg up, and it was just filleted. And all I could see was my nerves were cut in half.
Oh.
So there was noodles. So I'm like going, hey, dude, help me. And the guy looks at me and paddles away. And I go, now I want to, it's like, dude, and then it's like, wait, think. You're going to chase him and die?
Yeah.
You got maybe
Few
3
minutes.
minutes
Yeah.
to get in. So it's like head down, elbows in. So it's a big day. So I'm swimming, boom, boom, and I made it. But Cotton's back then, it was boom,
Deep.
boom, and it was hitting the sand.
Yeah.
So I went up one time, help, help, and I kept going down, boom, another time. So I'm trying to time it. Now I'm getting like cuckoo,
Delirious, dizzy,
I'm completely, my leg, I don't even imagine how much blood I lost, but now all of a sudden it's like, hi, you're either going up or you're going down. And I'm like, so sparkles are going like, ah, and I just went to sleep and I'm floating, I'm dead, I'm gone. And Brad didn't go with us. He had to go to first period. He had to get this deal done. So he has Dudley's gate key. He heard my last help, and he's like, what the hell is that? He sees me floating down to State Park.
You're out.
I'm going to bed. I'm
you're
going
on
to
your
bed
way out.
forever. And Brad, boom, our hair back then, mop head. It was an easy grab, and then probably hit me on the back, and I spewed all the water out. And he was so smart, he grabbed my leg and he closed my leg. And so Brad runs to Mitch's house and calls 911, calls the lifeguards. And next thing I know, I'm in the back of the lifeguard deal, and I end up at the hospital. And the leg that Brad had closed had been like pretty much locked, and the pain is like fucking nuclear, all that other stuff. Now it's like, by the way, your leg's cut in half, your nerves are gone, but they're still shattering up. And so this lady she goes, okay, we have to see what's up here. I go, don't touch my leg, please. And I'm like, and she goes, we got to see what's going on. I go, don't touch my leg. And she gets and they hold me down. I go, please. And she just rips it open.
Ugh.
And they got like 3 cups of sand out of my leg because of going up and then it being wide open. And when she did that, I swear to God, you could have heard me in Bali, the scream I let out. And once again, it's like, pain, nighty-night. I went to bed again, and I woke up with my leg, and I was paralyzed for like, you'll never walk again forever. And I said, well, sorry, you're not God, and I got different plans. That's a great stethoscope you got there, but I ain't buying.
Yeah, I'm not buying into that program.
I don't want to sit with 100 people that are aggro trying to catch the wave of their life. I've already caught the waves of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not still searching for that wave of my life. I've already rode it, and maybe somehow I get a better one, but I don't think it's going to happen at this age. 48 years old, you know what I mean? Like, I've ridden some of the best waves in the world with no one around. I've surfed Tahiti with me and one friend out as good as it gets. I've, Skeleton Bay, all these waves.
Yes.
Some other waves in some secret locations that there's not even a camera on the beach, and we're by ourselves, and it's 8 to 10 feet, and as good as wave you'll ever see in your life. And,
yes.
Like, I don't need a crowd. I just don't. I've already feel like I did it. So.
Oh man,
I'm happy with where I'm at. But I do want to ride more waves. I just want it to be peaceful and easy.
Oh my gosh, everything you just said. I mean, I just totally connect with that. Totally. Yeah. I feel like anyone who's listening to this would be like, oh yeah, that's the beauty of kind of, in a sense, talking to someone like yourself who really has, like, you were on tour for how long?
So I did like 11 years and like a half year of the cutoff, because I fell off at the cutoff 1 year in New York. And
that was the year of Bobby too?
Yep. Bobby had his little meltdown. And
because I want to be a part of this fucking dumb wannabe tennis tour. How the fuck is somebody who's not even competing against our caliber surfers ahead of 100 of us on the one world ratings? And I always tell like it is. This is my last one. I don't like tennis. I don't like the tour. Too many surfers. Oh, I went and saw the dog play the other day. Who gives a fuck?
I think we all felt the same way. Like, he was speaking for everyone that fell off that day on the halfway cut. Yep. Like what is this? Like,
yeah, what is this? Kind of robbery.
Yeah.
Indonesia's like insane. Like, the people are so nice, and the waves are like fucked up. Everywhere you go is like a perfect school book drawing of like barreling left or a right, and perfect temperature water and food and flowers and plumeria trees everywhere, and like
inexpensive,
and it's like free. There's no rules. Just like don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Like it's like
crazy.
it makes sense, you know. Like
it totally makes sense.
Like the way like their culture is, and
it's
like
got
all
to be
that.
the premier spot in the world for adventure and for everything you're talking about. It can't really get too much better than that. Like Caribbean's kind of like that, but it doesn't have the consistency.
Yeah, and it's
right?
like safe, like in the sense where like you're not gonna get mugged, but it's like dangerous because everything is so free, and there's animals that'll kill you, and you're on a squeaky tired motorbike on gravel road. You're about to eat shit and die, and like traffic everywhere. Like it's like so like. It's like sketchy in all the right ways.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I love it over there. Like I spend so much time over there, and like I love going back, and being there more is better, always better. Like,
oh my gosh. Yes,
I just need to be there more.
Does your wife like to go to places like that too with you?
Totally. She's like travel bug.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and she's got to come on like some insane trips, and we've got to travel a lot together already. So,
that's what I mean. That's a big
sick.
thing, you know, because with your lifestyle and to be able to, you know, because some women are, you know, different things, whatever they're doing or whatever. Some people aren't, but to have that, I mean, then you got, come on.
Yeah.
You know, got your girl with you, you know, you're having fun, you're global.
Yeah. We
right?
share like that same dream of like being able to pull it off. Like she's not like that type of person that's like, oh, well, we can't do that because of this, or like, oh, that doesn't make sense because we need to like plan for this. Like she's got that like free flow to her as well. Like she's like, oh, well, if we do this, like these people make money this way on Instagram. Like I could do that. Like these guys do this way.
Adaptable
like,
and flowing,
like
and
figure
and
out
likes
how to,
that too. Like that's the thing. Does like that too. Would like to be out there like that.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's cool. Like in that sense of like having like a partner now that like wants to like that's like where you ask like where you haven't been that you want to go, like the Tahiti thing or Chopu.
Yeah.
That's just a specific wave. But like I think like where I like see my like excitement and like future and like surfing and traveling is like doing these longer stints, kind of like how everyone has done and I've done in Hawaii. Like you go for the winter in Hawaii and like you make all those friends and connections, and you have like Thanksgiving there every year, and you have like family friends and people that you know, and even if the waves aren't good, you're still kicking it for like the week. Or how guys do it in Porto, you post up in the summer. I haven't done that, but like that kind of like
where you have a culture that you're a part of.
Yeah, like you go, okay, this is the season of good surf here. I'm gonna be there for this trip. Not freak out that like nowadays, like what you have like Surfline to forecasting you like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out of like knowing where the surf is, and you're like FOMOing out because it's so easy to like be from this end of the world to that end of the world back to over here in like a week, and you like hit all of it, and then you're just like hyperventilating. And it's like
chasing it.
It's so gnarly and like stressful, and then you get there, and then you have like one day to surf this wave that you are uneasy at, you don't really know, and then you don't get one, you're pissed off, and you're like, oh, this fucking sucks. You're like eggy. But then like I don't know, I'd rather just go post up somewhere and like surf every day. And like I kind of like, at least the way I like to surf, I like to find like a weird wave a lot of the times. Like going somewhere like Hawaii, like Pipeline's not even close to my favorite wave there. Like it's like the coolest wave. It's like the scariest wave, but like I don't even like surfing there. It's like so crowded.
Too many
and, like,
people. It's like,
so it's like there's like
off spots.
There's waves off spots everywhere. Like even here, like off spots around home. Like I don't even surf lowers that much. Like you know, it's like you go off spots.
Kodak Reef. It's just so focused on.
So my like excitement in surf travel and travel is like to go with her and post up in France for 2 months, and
that's the dream.
She wants to learn how to cook and do some like culinary like freak show, and like I can go and
French
check her out and like
and,
learn like something else, and like kind of broaden ourselves in like other waves that like surfing is like my main focus and why we're there, because that's like I'm like surf tweaker. I like can't not surf like straight up like like I gotta get in the water like if it's not around the beach, like I'm out like
I
but
get
like
that for sure.
There's like certain places that like we're dreaming of going and like spending time and like being there to target certain waves and areas and swells, but then in the downtime like just be happy to be in this place and like stay put and try and set ourselves up that we don't have to run home and get back to 9 to 5 is like the goal.
I realized that Lennox was only 15 minutes down the road.
That's amazing.
So I started hitchhiking there, right? And then I just fell in love with that place. I was just like, I was having the best sessions. I thought the whole place was beautiful.
So
the
cool,
vibe was so cool. So every day I was going there, you know. And there was more swell, like there was picking up the swell. So I was running out of money though, you know. And I was gonna fly back and stay with these guys like down near Sydney, but I had to get out of there. I wasn't, and I had like a wetsuit I was gonna sell. I had to pay my bill at the Backpackers, and I stretched it out to where I was like, okay, I'm kind of behind. I'm below zero right now with money, but if I sell my suit, I'll pay my bill at the Backpackers, and then I have a plane ticket, so I can at least get to the plane, you know. So I kind of had it worked out to where I could
piece it together.
I could afford to get myself on the plane, but I was like, I got to get one more session at Atlanta. That was going to be it, though. That was going to be the last session. I was already extending myself, you know. So I'm hitchhiking, and this guy picks me up and he drops me off in the like halfway, a random place. I'm like, oh,
That's
shoot.
pretty empty in the middle.
There's nothing there. I'm like, shoot, now is somebody going to want to stop now? Like, I'm just sitting in the middle of the road now.
It's like between there and Broken Head or
Dude,
something.
I couldn't believe it. This yellow car comes slowing down, looking at me, and I'm like, that's Shane. I could see him in the
Oh,
window.
my God.
And he didn't even know it was me.
He's
He's just
pulling
cool.
over.
He's pulling over for a surfer.
Yeah.
It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
He was pulling over for a surfer. And he had a guy in the car with him. And they pull up and go, hey, mate, you know, and he looks at me and he's all, I'm all, hey, Shane. And he's like, what are you doing here? I'm all, I stayed. And he's all, you stayed? And then he asked me about Vaughn. He's all, is Mike here too? You know, because they had like an idea that they're going to go in on a like production thing together.
Cool.
A little, yeah. So, but I'm all, no, it's just me, you know. He's all, get in the car, you know. So he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, so now he's in the rear view, you know. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to surf Lennox. He's all, yeah, good call. The swell's just about to hit. It's going to be good all weekend, you know. And I'm all, that's cool, but I got to leave. I'm going to surf today, and then I got to go. I'm running out of money, and this is da-da-da-da. Told him the whole thing, and he's kind of looking at his buddy, you know. And his buddy has a house right on the point, like looking down on the point, you know.
At Lennox?
Yeah.
Oh,
like the road goes like this. Here's the point.
Yeah.
And then there's a road that goes up on the hill. And so he's up on the hill, like looking down on it, right?
Whoa.
And so Shane he said something to him, and then the guy, I forget his name, was like Peter or something. He's like, you can stay with me, mate. And then Shane's looking at me in the rear view like, well, yeah.
Stay there.
He's all, really? I go, really? That's cool. And then Shane goes, it's one step from heaven.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that's a cool thing to say, you know? And he's all, yeah, you just stay with me. And then Shane's looking at me, he's all, what do you got to do? And this and that. He's all, he goes, we're going to go to the house. We're going to suit up. We're going to surf. I go, I got to go back to Byron Bay, though. I got to pay my bill. And, you know, I got stuff there. I'm going to sell my wetsuit to this guy and all this stuff. And he's like, we're going to surf. I'm going to give you my car. You're going to go back and you're going to take care of your business. And then you're going to come back and we'll make dinner or something.
Hans and I were in the same grade, but we didn't go to school together. Hans went to the Christian school. And at the time, I think I was at Shore Cliffs.
Okay.
And so my dad took us down. He would drive us down, and we would surf Swamis, and he would leave us there. And then Hans was very meticulous, right? So he had his towel all folded, and it was on the beach.
He's so classy.
And so then Jimbo goes in first, and Jimbo's got to take a crap, right? So.
Oh no.
And so he does.
Him at that age was.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a shrunken one. I got pictures of him. I can't find him.
God.
At the ranch. I don't know how I got him, but he was surfing these little waves at rights and lefts, and he had to be like 5 years old, but he just looked like
he was round.
like a rounder version, you know, just smaller.
So
Hans gets out of the water, you know, and you know he's just thinking, okay, I'm gonna go to my towel, and then Hans is like, where's my towel? Where's my towel? And Jimbo's like,
oh my God.
I kind of cry laughing every time, and it just was streaked.
What did he do?
He used it as toilet paper.
Shut up.
No, and poor. I wonder if Hans remembers this, but
he does.
I
could just say he does, because that's a moment in life when you wouldn't forget that your buddy, your supposed buddy, uses
So I don't remember the car ride back.
Shit.
I don't remember how the car ride back.
You know that sounds. But the funny thing about Hans is, you know, have you ever seen him that vibey? Like he's pretty mellow. Like he's the mellowest of the mellow, right?
Yeah.
But
he was not happy that day.
But
he lost the chill that day.
But what I'm saying is, when Hans is not happy, he's just quiet. he's quietly unhappy.
except for that day.
His really?
Yeah.
He got verbal.
He got verbal. Yeah, I don't remember.
I would
like,
pay to see a
Yeah,
video
it
of
was-
Hans getting verbal to Pellegrin for shitting in his towel or shoes in his shit to clean up.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, whatever that is.
The one good thing that did come out of my brother's longboarding though was I got to get rescued by Pamela Anderson in Malibu.
Excuse me? Huh?
Yeah. He was at a Malibu contest.
Greg was?
Yeah, we were there for his longboard contest there, and
Okay. What year?
Man, I don't know.
I'm always trying to go
I think
down
I
the year
was
pipeline.
13, so it would have been like 90, 94 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're there, and this is Pamela Anderson. Baywatch is just peaking, you know.
Oh my gosh.
And you know,
okay.
everybody's watching Baywatch. Like everybody, kid our age, everybody's dad was watching. You know,
Definitely.
So, anyways, we're there, and all of a sudden, there's a film crew that shows up. It was like some kind of like Access Hollywood or something, you know. And all of a sudden, there's Pamela Anderson. And we're like, holy shit. And we just start fanning out as Groms. And there was a group of like 5 of us.
And you're like, how old at the time?
Like 13. and she goes, I need a volunteer to go rescue.
Oh.
And I like basically like stepped in front of all the kids because I was like a year or 2 older than I was like my brother's age kids. And I'm like me.
Oh my God.
And she's like, okay, let's go. So I got to go like get in the shore break there at Surfrider at Malibu there, and she came out and did a full rescue scene on me, and I'm just like,
oh my! So she like did a rescue scene.
She performed a full rescue
and
scene.
you were
on me.
kind of like someone that's playing a kid that was
Playing a
needed
kid
to be
that
rescued.
needed to be rescued. Yeah.
Holy crap!
And then so it was all getting filmed, and anyways, and I was just like, you know, I was a cheeky little kid, and I was like goofing off and like
so
making her
funny.
laugh and everything, and it was really fun. I mean, she was so sweet and cool, and just like, I mean, I still like. It's just something that I still just laugh about.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a moment.
I got the photo to prove it too. So.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, that was the best thing that came out of my brother being a longboarder.
So, but then I left all that stuff behind to race cars.
Now, are these cars off-road cars?
The off-road cars.
Yeah.
All I've ever raced is off-road. I have no idea what I'm doing on the pavement. I get in a go-kart and people are like, "Oh, you're gonna be tough to beat." I'm like, "No, I'm a little heavier than everybody. I'm taller. I don't have any skills. I don't know the braking points. It's just not what I do."
It's a whole different thing.
It's a
You
whole
like the
different
dirt. You slide more.
I lived in the dirt. I grew up in the dirt.
You're the
dirt is my
doctor.
world, you know, and the off-road racing, I got back into it like in 2002. My buddy Dave Henderson invited me to come back because now my mom has died. Our family left racing in 93. My mom died in 97. I got a job, obviously 96, 7, 8, 9, 2000, 2001. And then I started coming back to racing like in 2002. In 2003, we won the Baja 1000 in a limited car, in a buggy.
Incredible.
In our class. And I left at the finish line. I ran and jumped on a truck, drove to the border, San Diego, flew to Vegas, and I hosted the AMA awards banquet that night. So I didn't even stay. I didn't even go to the awards. And I'm like, oh, what an idiot I am.
I know, but you got gigs, man.
I was like, there was a time where I was juggling like
riding and commentating.
But the racing thing started coming in real in 2004. I started racing in the unlimited truck class, trophy trucks. And I started to get some sponsorship. Cabo Wabo Tequila was one of our first sponsors. And it's just grown from there. So
that's incredible.
I've been
I mean,
racing.
just that trajectory of all this, you know, all the ramifications of moving this way and that way through different sports and commentating and doing the sport and navigating what seems to me like a pretty busy schedule. I know you're in Puerto Rico. I know you're down in you live by Surfers Beach. Is that right?
Yeah, I live in the town of Aguadilla on an old military base called Ramey. Right across the street from my house is a beautiful surf break called Surfers Beach. I can walk to that beach. I've got 85-degree water year-round. Most of the time, 85-degree air.
Damn.
So it's a blessing, a huge blessing for me and my wife. We've been in that house for 20 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's been 20 years since you got that house up there at Surfers?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But in Puerto Rico, 25 years.
Okay.
You know, we lived in the rainforest for the first year.
Oh, Yunque?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
wow.
lived a half mile from the entrance to the National Caribbean rainforest. And then we moved to Isabela, where is the famous break Hobos, and started surfing there when we moved to that side of the island, and ended up in Aguadilla.
And they haven't kicked you out since.
You know what? That place has been a blessing to us, but I think in the same way we've been a blessing to some of the people there. The people there are unreal. The Puerto Rican culture, the people themselves, they've embraced us, we've embraced them. And it really, if anything could ever feel like San Clemente to me, it would be the town of Aguadilla and the people there.
Yeah, well, Highland Games is a traditional sport. It gives back hundreds upon hundreds of years. In fact, the history is very unique. If you can read up, historians tell us that the origins of Highland Games dates back an amazing 1500 BC. It precedes the ancient Olympics.
I was just going to ask, that's earlier than the Olympics.
Yeah.
Wow.
This
Okay.
is they tell us, and these games, actually, we can trace them back to the Tilting Games in Ireland, where one of the and these games are actually laid on a Queen Tilty who passed away by her stepson, and they roughly lasted the first 2 weeks in August. And one of the very first throwing events was a chariot wheel for distance.
Oh.
A chariot wheel. And there was a great strong man, there was a great warrior by the name of 𝐭𝐨𝐬𝐶.
𝐭𝐨𝐬𝐶, okay.
And it's been recorded he threw a chariot wheel for distance. And for there, the historians tell us that the Irish made their way across to Scotland. And for there, more sporting events flourished. But all the events we see in the Highland Games were established basically in Scotland. And after the ancient Olympics died out, Highland Games, the origins continued to grow. You know, one of the earliest was stone putting. Stone throwing.
Stone throwing,
Like,
okay.
You know,
would that be like the
shot put?
Yeah, like the grandfather of shot putting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's just a simple stone taken from a riverbed, been washed over time, smoothed all its sharp and jagged edges, just making it perfect for stone putting. And the weight back then, well, now we've got standardised weights, 16 pound done from a box trig, any style may be used, but then there's a Bramar stone. That's 22 pounds here in America. Now, it's funny, in Scotland, we've only got 2 games at his Bramar standing stone put. It's done from a standing position, so the athlete can't have any approach whatsoever, putting from behind the trig. And we've got 2 games, and that's Mull and Bramar, Royal Bramar Highland Games, Scotland. And this event is named after the games, where it was fashioned after the Royal Bramar Highland Games, which is one of the biggest games, over 20,000 people.
Watching
plus,
or in it?
No, come to watch. A small village of 500 people swells to over 20,000 people just for that one day. It's attended by the royalty.
Currently? Or back
Yes, no, today.
Oh, today?
Yep,
Oh.
it's the biggest games.
Say the name of it again?
Bramar.
Bramar.
And that's in Royal Deeside, Scotland. Beautiful games. And it's attended by the royal family.
Incredible.
Yep. And that was one of my biggest accolades, was to get presented by the Queen twice at the Royal Bramar Highland Games.
You did?
Yes, that was 97 and I think 99 or 2000. I can't remember.
These are years you competed in Bramar.
Yeah, well,
then you competed to the point where the king and queen said, hey, what's up?
Well,
my whole family's, like on my mom's side, my whole family is like college, college oriented.
Okay.
Big time.
Yeah.
Like my great grandpa's a doctor. And then like my aunt's a superintendent, like a lot of teachers in my family, all just super educated. So it was hard to, say no.
In a sense, right?
It was hard to say no, and they all I still remember they all took turns, like each individually, like talking to me one-on-one.
You got to go to school.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
What is this go to Hawaii and shoot surfing thing?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I
And
have
you're
that.
I don't know. It seems pretty cool to me, though.
When I was going to UCSB, like I wanted to get into like the photography program. They didn't have a film program, I don't think, at the time. So I applied UC Santa Cruz. They had a film program. I don't know if I even applied to it.
Yeah,
but what I really wanted to do was go to UCLA, and I wanted to be in their photography or film program. And I didn't get in there.
Oh.
And that was the only school that I really felt drawn to. Anyways, I couldn't get into UCLA, where I didn't. And then I wasn't in an art program at UCSB. I was undeclared. So I was like weighing my options. I was like, I can be undeclared at UCSB, spend a shit ton of money, whatever, or I can go film in Hawaii and I want to be a surf filmmaker. Why don't I go
do that.
Film surfing with a rising star? You know, like at the time, Noah had made a movie called The Wild with Aaron Lieber, and it was like they won the Red Cinema Contest. Like they won a Red Camera and an award for it. So I knew who Noah was, and I loved that movie. Like that movie was the pinnacle for me. Like it was like kind of was like The Wild. Like it's crazy because I work with Lieber now, but at the time I was like a huge fan. And I just like I think I was on the fence, and they were maybe Noah's dad or Dino were like, why don't you just go talk to them? Like and they were staying at a house down here at Rivy, and they had Lieber come, and we all met up at the house. It was like my first time meeting Noah, and he was there with like his friends from Hawaii. It was like Makana and KR, and Lieber brings us Red. I forget what camera it was, like a Dragon or something, and he's like showing me how to do it. He's gonna let us use it at lowers, and I'm just like baffled because I used to watch YouTube videos on Reds, just like fanning out. We go down to lowers and we film like for that whatever couple of days. I think I crashed at their hotel or something like that. I was just getting to know Noah, and we clicked really well, like super well right off the bat. And I think at some point I just had to like tell my mom, like, I'm just not gonna do it.
Not going.
I'm just like, dude, you get like the best camera. I got like you're just psyched.
The signs were there.
You're just losing it.
Yeah.
You're just like
the signs were there.
Just crazy, because like so going from that on my computer screen to holding it and getting to use it and film Noah down at lowers, and he's ripping, and I'm like, I wanted to work with better surfers because I grew up, you know, not really around it. I was just like, dude, it's perfect. So I ended up doing it. I went to the North Shore for like a couple months, and I filmed for him, and I was getting like $500 a month, and I was frothing.
And now let's try to put a timeline as we progress chronologically.
That's straight out of high school.
Okay, right. So we're, you know, we just said no to your, you know, we said, you know, we're not going to college. We're going to the Hawaii.
Yeah.
This is going to be my college. Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be my education. Hands-on, in the field, rad surfers, good people, good vibe, creative, rad
on the
cameras.
North Shore.
Boom, bada. Yeah, come on. It's too good. And you're, you know what? You're 18 or 19 now.
I mean, I graduated at 17. I was
Okay.
a little
So
young.
you're barely 18.
Yeah, so we graduate, go out to the North Shore, and really connecting with Noah and his friend group. It's funny because I'm still like, those are still some of my closest friends to this day, like, because I go out there every winter, you know, and they come here and they see me, so we go on trips together. But it's like Noah, Makana, Kalani, Barron, they're all like a little pack
Mamiya.
on the North Shore. Yeah, Barron, Mamiya. Makana Pang,
Yeah.
Kalani Rivero,
Yeah.
all the shout-outs.
All these kids. Yeah. I mean, not
So,
kids anymore, but
yeah.
But I've definitely had like the best year of my life this year. I've been invited
Sweet.
on so many trips. I've got to go and fly on a private jet. I've had the weirdest year of my entire life.
Oh my gosh. Private jet to where, girl?
To Micronesia.
Oh,
Pretty
the
awesome.
natural selection.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. That was
Insane.
That was
Best
insane.
event ever.
Insane.
So, yeah.
That wave in the middle of literally nowhere.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty legit.
Yeah, it was solid.
What do you think about that wave?
I remember getting off the plane. We're walking over. We got in the boat, and we see the wave, and it was pretty closed out. So my first thought was like rifles in Kandui. It's kind of like that, like super fast. Definitely needs the right swell direction, but it kind of gave off like a Chopu vibe at the top, like super shelfy. And it's a weird wave too because it drops off like thousands of feet right off the island. So you don't see the wave coming, and then it pops up.
Like Chopu vibe.
Exactly. So it's definitely has a vibe of that. And then when we ran the contest, when it was good, it is like no wave you've ever seen. It's like Chopu the whole way through, but it's almost like impossible to surf it. You had to be really lucky. So you're just taking off, pumping as fast as you can, and literally you can't slow down. If you slow down, you're probably going to mess up the rest of the wave. So
Or you just speed run.
Yeah, you're just pretty much pumping the whole way. It was
Rad.
with
a wave of consequence as well. Like it's really shallow, it's really sucky.
Yeah.
And you don't got time to do a cutback. I mean, you're driving.
Yeah, so I think that was cool too. Is I wasn't actually supposed to be on that trip. There was another girl, she was supposed to go. So I was like a last minute replacement. And I'm so glad that they thought of me. But I do think I was a perfect person for it because we were going to the middle of nowhere. The closest hospital was 3 days away. There's a bunch of fear factors. I'm surfing against like a bunch of girls who are good with big waves, but when we got there, I could actually see the fear in their faces because, I mean, we were so far away from help. So like I could see the fear, and I didn't have that. I almost had that feeling where I was like, oh, stoked. Like I don't have that fear feeling right now. So
cool.
And I had just come from surfing Jaws, so I had no fear actually.
Okay.
Now thinking back, that's the whole reason I didn't have fear.
Okay.
So yeah.
One of the best experiences of my life and scariest, as I came over, I'm in front of the 𝐓𝐮𝐬𝐶 house, you know, Uncle Eddie's house.
Yeah.
And I'm with my friend Carrie, and she is good friend. She moved from Laguna also there, and she's good friends with all the boys. She's friends with Uncle Eddie. She's friends with 𝐭𝐨𝐻, and I've known 𝐭𝐨𝐻 for a long time because of JD and the jiu-jitsu and all that. And he stayed with me when he first came over. So I'm sitting there. I come out, I'm watching these perfect 15 to 20 foot Hawaiian, not a drop of water out of place at Phantoms.
Oh.
And Gavin's there jamming, you know, just playing. He's surfed already that day, and he goes, "Hey Nick, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing great." I go, I really wish I could get to do that someday. He goes, "Oh, okay, hold on." He's all, Garrett, and he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "I want you to meet my friend Nick. Can you think you could tow him out there?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't expect that, right?" So I'm like, "Oh my God!" I just like inside, I'm like, "I can't take it back."
Is this called "Be careful what you wish for"?
Be careful what you wish for. So he goes, "Okay, we'll come back in 2 hours." So I'm going around. I go get lunch. I'm just a nervous ball of wreck.
Oh yeah.
I come back, and then, thank you, Lord. And I'll tell you the whole reason this story happened after I tell you the story. And so I get back after 2 hours, and he goes, "Okay, 𝐓𝐶𝐶." It was 𝐓𝐶𝐶 Kalama, you know, when he was like 22 or 4, something like. He was a young kid at the time, but still a monster, you know, stud of a human being, just
the
ridiculous.
whole Kalama family.
They're just ridiculous
incredible.
studs.
Is he related to Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his uncle.
Oh, and it's the dad.
And 𝐓𝐶𝐶
what's the dad? Oh my gosh.
forget.
Just
Yeah.
huge presence on Maui.
This really great amount. And then he was over here, you know, hanging with the boys, and he was Garrett's driver and tow partner.
Okay.
That's who was the Garrett when he first started. It was a tow partner. So he goes, "Okay, let's go." He takes me out there. He explains what to do. He goes, "You know, no matter what you do, you don't do a cutback. You know, just keep going." And so I get one big right drop in, and then I get to the bottom of the wave, and they didn't tell me the part where you can't go to the bottom of a wave that size. And my board just stops.
Oh.
And I just look up, and this giant thing of water just crushes me. I come up, board hits me in the head about 6 times. I come up out of the water, and the guy goes, "You all right?" I go, "That was the best experience I've ever had in my life." I go, and luckily it shot me up instead of down in the water. So I come up, I'm all happy with lumps, and I go, "Yeah," and I didn't tell him that happened. He goes, "Okay, let's get you a left." And he takes me on one left, I get on the shoulder, and then he takes me over a big, like 15 to 20, I mean, it was a 30-foot wave. I will claim it. You could call 𝐭𝐨𝐻 anybody if you don't believe me. He was there.
I believe you.
And he pulls me over, and as soon as we go over the edge, I go, "Ah!" And I pull the rope, and he looks back at me like this, and I go, "Ah!" Because it's 𝐓𝐶𝐶, you know, giant Hawaiian man.
That was so good.
And I go, "Okay." So
Oh, yeah.
I go in, I drop in, I come down, and he's riding next to me, watching me, and he's like, "Oh," he's smiling. I'm smiling on the wave, and all of a sudden I got this like evil little smile. I go, "Ah," and I go, "Whoa," and do a big cutback, and then I come back this way, and then I turn around, I look behind me, and this foam ball is just freaking rushing at me. Thing just covers me all the way, and it was like butter. Just backed off, came out.
Oh my gosh.
And 𝐓𝐶𝐶 goes, "Okay, good job, you did great. That's enough."
Yeah.
And it was enough. My legs were done.
Take your win.
3 waves,
Yeah, and
and my
good.
legs were sore like I had done squats. I've never been doing like at a gym. Like for 2 weeks, I could barely walk.
Wow.
Because the adrenaline.
Yes, and the pressure.
And the pressure of just like hanging on, and then the thing like when you first drop in, it's all the loudest jet ski. Everything's so loud, and as soon as you start flowing, your ears go out, and I couldn't hear anything. It was just like the most beautiful silent
trip.
So I got to
made.
experience it, and I and after the wave, I was sitting on the back thing like crying.
Yeah.
Like literally
It's a spiritual
crying.
experience.
Like, and luckily it was wet, so you couldn't tell.
Your dad would kind of drag you at spots around the world. Just go, "Yeah, I want my son with me."
Yeah, well, that was early.
Yeah.
You know, I think even last night I was watching football at his house, and he was like, "I used to just take you everywhere. Like I won Morro Bay, and we were like skating in the parking lot before the final." So he was just with me all the time.
So
I
cool.
was with him all the time.
You were, and I remember that, and I feel like that kind of helped lay the foundation as well for you to have a different life. You know, the path was set. Your dad was a pro surfer, kind of a very enigmatic personality. You know, very social, knows everyone, very likable guy.
Nobody doesn't.
He's just a very likable guy.
Well, it's
right?
funny.
So
I
it's
mean,
like-
everywhere I go, usually it's like the gnarliest looking locals. Like, you know, whatever, angry face, tattoos, big guys,
Yeah.
fat guy, like the guys you're like, don't burn him, you know.
Yeah.
Like this happens a lot. Like I'm not even kidding you. Like probably 90% of the time, you know, up and down the coast and even around the world, I'll be getting ready, getting changed, or I'll be in the lineup. Like, okay, don't mess with that guy. Like he's kind of the, you know, when you're in the lineup, it's like a social, it's like almost like a caveman setting where you're kind of like, you know, you're like,
Totally.
yeah, he's the alpha. Okay,
Yeah.
he gets his wave.
Yeah.
I can get over here. Okay, that guy, he looks like a kook. I can get around him. You know, so you know what I mean? You know,
Yes,
you're
of course.
you're
It's
like
the surf-
calculating all this.
It's the whole surf reality, like, you know, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like doing that, and then the gnarliest guy, you know, like the Rufo looking guy or whatever, you know, Rufo's my boy.
We love Rufo.
But like he's paddling up to me or he's coming up to me after a session, and I'm thinking, oh, what did I do? Did I something? You
He's
know,
like, say hi to your dad
and
for
he's
me.
going like, "Hey man, where's your dad? I haven't seen him in 20 years. He used to have the fucking best weed, and he'd come up the coast."
Oh
and
my
fucking,
God.
yeah, you know,
That's so funny. Yeah,
like a lot, at
Yeah.
least 50 times in my life, like crazy. So
absolutely.
yeah,
I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and the path was laid socially too because of his nature as well.
yeah. Socially,
He's
like
a likable guy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
you see really
yeah.
deep in his soul as someone who's curious and likes to just check in, and like he's just so like got
Yeah.
this way. He's always had that way,
Yeah.
right? He's like, people are who they are, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. The root is set early, you know, like it's just so cool. And so you know, being his son, you got to kind of come under that, through that. And, you know,
So socially it was huge for me, all that, because I'm not as much that way. I'm a little bit more earn it, you know?
Yes.
And he's just like, you know, like people walk up to him and tell him their life story, like right away.
incredible.
Somehow he'll just pull it out of
It's
them.
amazing.
Yeah. So going into these towns and these like surf spots, I was just like naturally accepted just because I was either with him or his son, you know?
My father, moving from Hawaii to San Diego, Wind and Sea, he was kind of part of the original crew there. I
And
wouldn't say the original, but the 50s
when
crew.
did he move from Hawaii to the Wind and Sea program?
I'm not exactly sure.
Give or take,
I'm thinking around 56, 57.
And where was he in Hawaii when was he on Oahu?
Yeah, he was on Oahu. So he
Amazing. Think of that
I think
back
they
in that
actually
day,
had
huh?
their own little spot that they call Patterson's for the Patterson brothers because they all surfed together and
a surf spot.
Yeah.
Sick. Do you know where that was?
No,
Was it South
somewhere
Shore?
by I think it's more towards Eva Beach.
That's right. I
kinda
was
by-
just thinking that.
somewhere in that zone. They're from
That's what I
Manoa
was
Valley.
thinking. It was
and-
over there.
Yeah, so it's pretty just to know that. But then he got a job at Hobie Surfboards in Dana Point, and I think it was 61.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
So
That's like-
he moved to Dana Point, brought his 2 kids. He had my brother William and my sister Diana.
Okay.
And then I was born and raised in Dana Point. Still literally live 10 houses away from where I grew up.
How cool is that? Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
gosh,
pretty
just-
rad, you
just
know?
feeding the roots. Just
Yeah.
feeding the roots. Super awesome.
So going into,
boom,
you know,
and he came here. So he started at Wind and Sea, did his thing there for a few years, then popped up here to Dana Point because he had a job at Hobie. In
yeah,
1961.
his older brother, which was Robert, he's like, hey, there's jobs up here. You got to come up. Then a couple of years later, I think they sent for their brother. You got to come over. There's jobs. So they all worked at Hobie's together. And so me growing up, you know, my mom, I was always in Hobie's, bringing dad lunch, you know, and a beer and a pack of smokes in one hand. Fucking crazy.
Wow.
And a lunch, you know.
Incredible. So they were right down there at Hobie's back there in Capo in the back area.
Capo
back-
Beach. And that's where I got my start, you know.
Okay.
Like, so before that, then forward it till, you know, surfing Doheny, Pochi, you know, that was our deal. Like right in front of Walter's house,
Yeah.
you know. You're like, yeah, this is a spot, you know.
And it seemed like it was it was pretty decent back. I don't know, the waves, I don't know. We always talk about the waves were better back then. Everyone says that, but it kind of was. Right.
It's just a lot of sand gone.
A lot of sand gone.
Yeah. The amount of sand that's gone is
phenomenal.
You know, 50, 100 feet of beach that
yes,
we're surfing over now.
I know, it's weird because I
Instead
used to
of laying
run
on
that
the beach.
I used to run that beach.
Yeah,
it was
it
runnable
was
at all
great.
times, and now it's like there's no beach.
Yeah.
It's weird. Anyway, that's a whole nother
So,
story.
but it was, you know, my dad was a sander down at Hobie's. My uncle, he was one of the laminators, and my other uncle, he was pin lines and glass coat. you know, working with Danny Bronner. So
Wow.
So it was cool. Then when I finally, I think I got a job. I was like a busboy for half a summer because I got fired. I fell asleep at work.
Oh my gosh.
And my dad always pushed me to get a job, and he hated that I did ding repair. And then I started finally working for him, hand sanding and. You know,
still ding repair wasn't a bad start. I mean, you're learning some of the
you're
craft.
learning
you know?
a craft.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know, yeah.
I still do it. It's crazy.
As a black belt, well, because we competed my whole life, right? So I have many competitions, many titles from all belts. But on a black belt, there's like 3 major tournaments, right? Basically, there's actually one more thing. I competed also in an MMA fight when I just got my black belt. It was my only fight that I had, but
in MMA.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
No holds barred, right? It was
before
no
MMA,
gloves,
no holds barred. Yeah,
it was basically no gloves, no
Wow.
time, and you fight more than one guy at the day. You fight the guy semifinal and then fight the final, like a competition. So it was pretty intense.
tough,
yeah. But at the same time, we fight into the at the time I got my black belt. My sensei said like, you got to defend. Now's your time to go there and defend the name of jiu-jitsu, That's what we've been training your whole life for. And I was very, glad that actually my sensei, George Pereira, basically forced me into that. He's like, call my mom and like, Paulo, just to let you know that Paulo's going to fight no holds barred, okay? And my mom like, oh, but he's going to win. You think he's going to do well? I was like, trust me.
He's going to do well.
And she trusted him.
Where was this?
97.
97, where physically?
I was in...
where did that match take
It was in Espírito Santo, Brazil.
Oh,
It's
in
another
Brazil.
state.
Okay,
yeah,
in
yeah.
Brazil. Okay.
Yeah, before I come here.
Oh, okay.
And then, and then I competed, jiu-jitsu sport. Jiu-jitsu, again, there's 3 major tournaments.
How'd you do in the MMA one?
I won.
Thank
It's
you
funny
very
because
much.
I won the first fight in 1 minute and 40 seconds. And then I supposed to fight the winner of the second fight. And the second fight was a guy that would be a good match, And they fought for like 30 minutes, And then the guy that was getting beat up stood up out of nowhere, punched the guy, and knocked the guy out.
Interesting.
And
Anything
then
can happen in a fight, right?
Everything, man. It was unbelievable. I for sure was looking at the fight like I fighting the other guy, right? And then the guy that I thought I was gonna fight,
Yeah.
it was dominating. He couldn't finish the guy, but he was dominating, mounting, punching, and you got this guy that was very slippery. And he was a boxer too. So the guy eventually stood up and punched the guy. One punch, the guy went down. And then now he had to fight me at the finals.
Okay.
So he faked an injury.
Oh.
Like,
he was spent too, right?
Yeah,
He
and
was
then he faked the injury because afterwards we got the bus, like a bus to go to get like the event bus.
Yeah.
And he's like, Paulo, no, sorry, man.
I
saw you beat the guy 1 minute and 40 seconds. I fought 30 minutes. I got beat up, and then
you're good. You get it.
So
we were at the Belly Up in Aspen, sold out show, and I wasn't even on stage. I wasn't even singing that show. I was just there. And the first song, the cut, and then I'm upstairs with our manager, and out of nowhere, Baruch, David's son, comes up. And he's like, hey, we need you downstairs. My dad can't sing.
Something happened to his throat?
Yeah, he got sick. He got really sick. And he's like, yeah, they need you to go downstairs and sing for the band.
Damn.
And I'm like, what? And I'm like looking at the manager, and he's like, okay, it's your time now.
Wow.
So I'm going down there. The band played one song, completely stopped. So it's like, you go in there, you can hear a needle drop because everybody's just like, what's going on? Because David just walked off the stage. He's throwing up in the back.
Damn.
He's throwing up in the back. He's not feeling well. So I go up to him like, hey, man, is this really happening? And he's like, he points. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to go.
Wow.
And so I was like, all right.
How did that go?
It's incredible, man. We killed it. Everybody pulled together. We killed the show. Started off the song with let's see, our second, the song that I started off with Rally Round the Flag, I think it was, and did a couple songs right into the show, and everybody's just like loving it. I'm feeling the energy, and I'm so nervous because I'm like, I know these songs like the back of my hand, but because of the nervousness, I'm like, okay, just don't forget these lyrics, all right?
Totally.
And and I look back and I see David Hines watching.
Oh my gosh.
You know? And then after like the fourth song, he comes out with his guitar and he's just jamming guitar while I'm singing, and I'm taking the rest of the concert. So I ended up doing like 3 more concerts on that tour.
Lead vocals.
Lead vocals.
Insane.
And then after that, I was touring with them full time.
Because man, you stepped up and pulled it. At that time, it's like, you know, they could really depend on you, and they know about your talent, but you're there. Like, you know, it's a lot to be pulled up in all of a sudden, right? It's
And
like
here-
being second squad on a football team,
Yeah.
and you're the quarterback, and that guy, you know, he never really, and then all of a sudden it's a big game, and it's like he gets hurt, and you're like, what's up,
Yeah.
boy? It's your turn, and now hitting it.
Yeah.
Not just coming on, but hitting it. There's a lot of difference between just showing up and just showing up and blowing up.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say you showed up and blowed up.
Yeah.
Blew up, mister.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. That's a really beautiful story.
And
Just
you
the
know-
organic trip of I just want to play, and look where that takes it. It says, so what I want to say to Groms all over the world, people all over the world, follow your dreams, man.
Yeah. And be ready. Stay ready.
Yes.
Because you don't know when that opportunity is going to rise. You just got to stay ready, you know, like that passion, you know, like let it drive you always, you know, don't stop. Always be ready for that opportunity because it's going to come. So you better be ready for that one. And luckily I was.
When I was 19, snowboarding started getting really popular. And since I had skied 5 years, I was really good on skis. So once I got on the snowboard, because I was really starting to get into surfing at that point with Nathan and Christian, but then snowboarding got popular. And once I started snowboarding, it clicked like that for me.
Oh, yeah.
From the skiing.
Oh, my God.
Once I dropped 2 poles and kicked off
Totally.
one ski,
Yeah.
and all I had was this board left underneath
Yeah,
me.
and going back foot,
I'm just like okay,
I'm surfing on a
I
mountain.
don't have to. Yeah, I get to surf on a mountain, and then I had all that snowboard or that skiing experience. And you know, first time I ever stepped on a snowboard, I was 19, and then I was on the cover of Transworld Snowboard magazine at 24.
Nice.
So like in 4 or 5 years, I went from
Blew up.
getting to be on the cover of a magazine, and I felt like I had just started.
Totally. And I remember when I first saw that happening, and I was just like baffled because I knew of you as a, you know, you already did so many sports, and I was like, wow, now he's blowing up at that. It's like, it was pretty inspiring for me, you know, being older than you, kind of seeing these Groms coming up and what their influences are and how all of a sudden they're, you know, so it's fair to say that you became one of the first full-blown crossover athletes, surfing, skating, snowboard. I mean, throw skating in there just because I know you skate, but I'm just saying.
Skating was a big practice, if I'm not snowboarding, there's no snow, and I'm not surfing, you're skating.
Yes.
And you're basically standing on a board sideways. So
Same way.
basically, I wasn't that great at like a pro skater, but I would skate a lot.
As training.
Yes. Just how the guys do their surf training with their little, whatever boards, those little boards that everyone uses to train.
Oh,
whether they had carved boards or
carved, yeah, just different stuff.
Just whatever you could
do
to not imitate, but
so
anything.
Skating wasn't really something you competed at, but it was something you trained, and so you competed at surfing, snowboarding, and motocross.
I mean, at the end of the day, I sell surfboards at surf shops.
Sure.
It's pretty
It's
damn
kinda
rad.
natural, you know, yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool way to make a
And
career.
so that's kind of, you know, what's behind a little bit the statement of, you know, world's highest rated sales rep, or, you know, clothing rep or board rep or whatever's going on.
I was doing the QS.
Because, yeah, you
So
were the
I was
highest rated
sales rep on the
the
tour,
It's
on the
so
QS.
amazing.
So I don't know, somewhere I'm like, dude, I'm the world's highest rated rep. I'm running with it. People never questioned it. They're like, oh, this is the world's highest rated rep. And
Yeah.
people, oh, wow.
What do you
What's
mean?
your
What are they
name?
going to do? What are they going to do? Come up to Nasty Nate and go, what's up?
Yeah, I can
know?
flex. I can flex.
Come on, mister. So tell me a little bit about that, you know,
And that's
'cause
been
we're getting ready
8
to
years
close
now.
it out. But it's awesome talk, by the way. But I think we could just, not that I want to end on it, but I know that at one point, I haven't heard much about this alter egos lately, but at one point there was this kind of an alter ego that you were running with called Nasty Nate. Can you just tell me a little bit about Nasty Nate?
This is when I made the CT, and that mid-year cut was looming. And at the time, it was kind of like, hey, here's our top guys. We want less people and more stars that we can put more money into, and in return, bring more money to the sport, sponsorships, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, I worked my ass off to get here, and like, I'm going in and everyone's concerned about these top guys. And this is like, all our eggs are in that basket. Like, dude, I deserve to be here. It took me forever to get here, and I'm freaking good. And I'm like, this is bullshit. And so within that, we're like, dude, let's do like a skit on like, you're like a wrestler. Like a pissed off WWE wrestler, you know, they come in and they have this like alter ego.
Sure.
And so it was Nasty Nate, brother. Like, what's up, brother? This is Nasty Nate. I'm
God.
here. I did this whole skit with Slater. At the time, he was wearing the white wetsuits. So I'm like, you come to my town in that little white wetsuit of yours. Nasty Nate's here, brother. This is my town.
Oh
The
my
people of
gosh.
San Clemente, get off on me. And I'm like, I'm not getting any attention via the surfing, so let's make this alter ego and make some controversy and have some fun with it, and
totally
like
cool. Yeah.
whatever.
I recall
like,
that.
who cares?
I recall that. It
Who
was really
cares?
fun. It was really fun.
It didn't
and
catch on, but I didn't catch on, but I gave it a hell of a go.
Well, I think it caught on in the sense that whoever did check it out kind of understood the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think it, you know, didn't turn into the next skit at Saturday Night Live or anything.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is it kind of had that essence to it, you know?
Yeah.
A little bit of in living color with Saturday Night Live blended, a lot of surf culture.
And there was some truth within it too.
Yeah,
Like, it was
yeah.
like,
You were
dude,
making
I
a
need to
statement.
break out. Like,
You were making a statement.
I need to get loud.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just gonna get passed by. So
Yeah, you made a moment,
Screw
and
this.
it did. I mean, I remember on the mic, even at the WSL.
Viola still calls me Nasty Nate. So I made an impact to some degree.
Sure.
Prior to the whole Wave of the Winter, like the way they did it, there was always like an underground, not a message, but there was always like, when the winter was over on the North Shore, the boys would be like, Randall Paulson, he got the Wave of the Winter.
Yeah.
That wave he got, that was, but then somebody packaged it and gave someone a bunch of money, which was, hey, thank you for doing that.
Totally.
Everybody, Surfline, whoever, you know, O'Neill, Nike, whoever it is, all sponsoring. In
Yeah.
those
Well, it's
years.
a great concept, really. I mean, it's a great concept. Yeah. But so you know, as far as like actually on paper, or whatever, you won that once or twice?
Yeah, just once.
Okay,
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
And I just remember the moment. It was gnarly. I was in awe when I saw that, to be honest. I was like, holy crap. Like it's just, I don't know. Backdoor is such a
That was actually right next to Backdoor. That was off the wall.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That was just like right there, just was huge. Like,
yeah. Like I was saying, when you spend so many seasons on the North Shore, you see those waves, you sniff those waves, but you never ride you ride the wave maybe into oblivion, or you don't really make those ones.
Exactly.
So after watching them for so long, you kind of know what they look like, and you're like, okay. Like when that thing came in, I was like, huh.
I love you
Doesn't
called it
look
a
like
thing.
Closeout. I think I'm gonna get chipped in right. There's a wind chip right here. I'm gonna chip me in. And then as I was chipping in, I'm like, I don't know if this is a good chip or a bad chip, but we're sending it.
Wow.
And
that was
good.
that was actually right there, that was between Backdoor and Off the Wall. Like the whole thing was just converging.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like that's just such a gnarly, just that whole thing right there. The way when it, the bottom is just psycho.
It was like sucking up. So I thought I was gonna go dry sand inside there. I was like, oh my God.
Like when I'm talking to people in the world, right? Like we're all surfers. We grew up surfing our whole life. We kind of take it for granted, I mean, we still know it's gnarly as can be, but like some people, I have multiple aspects of my life. People from the gym or people from, health and fitness, that might just be enamored over surfing and don't know a lot about it. And they'll look at it and go, oh, and I go, yeah, but check this out. Not only is that like how gnarly that looks, under him is maybe this much water, and there's basically razor blades under him. Okay.
Razor blades, boulders
and razor blades.
You
and,
don't know where they
spiky,
are.
I go, so it's not even just the wave. That's not sand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's little pockets
There's
of sand.
little,
But you can't guarantee. I mean, it's so incredible to me, the level of risk that kind of surfing presents is worth every dime, penny, dollar, tens of thousands of dollars. Because no matter what guys do on tour, whatever it is, all respect for everyone, what they're doing. But that particular thing, I've surfed my whole life. It's like, it just never escapes me how gnarly that is to me. The level of risk to your body, to your whole freaking, but just to want it like that. That's what I mean. That's why my question, like, just, whoa, see this thing coming in. You're like, I want the fucking, like, you really got to want that. And I mean, that's the part to me where I know for myself, there's a level, you know, and then there's a level past that. I've never been able to want it. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain size of wave, I'm like, you know, I don't really want that. But up until that, I feel like if I'm out there, I got to be in that mood of going, fucking, when I see that thing, I got to turn around and I want to paddle with conviction, you know? And I mean, that's where I feel good. But when I'm just always blown away by what guys that do, you know, that level.
Herbie was like pretty much my second dad. He was such a big influence and helped me through my whole career, you know, through Wave Warriors. But just not only that, just he was such a fun person to surf with. Not only did he shred, and he was such an innovator.
Yes.
And could ride the nose or get barreled or, I mean, just
free on
all
a wave.
around.
Free on a wave.
One of the craziest dudes I've ever met. I mean, I was on the cliff at YMN when he rode those huge waves with his jet ski. And I was like scared for him. I thought he was going to die because he's fucking. I go, what were you doing, man? I go, what do you, just don't fucking let go, Arch, you know? And it's like holding on to the handlebars, you know, he said, and his feet were like, just scorpion and hitting him in the back of the head and just going through
story.
Like big, huge, like, oh, it was so gnarly. And I remember being on the cliff with like Hugger, and I was like, he's gonna die, dude. And we're like, you know, standing on, it's like Big Wednesday moment, you know, we're standing on the hood of the car, everybody's lined up, the bay's closing out, and there's Herbie fucking dropping in on these waves on his jet ski. Just crazy. And you know, nobody was paying him to do that.
No, he just pure talk about love of surfing,
Dude,
love of riding waves.
The ocean. And so that's really what I was just telling my wife, that story, and just how important it is to me that nobody was paying him to go do that, and that's like the backbone to surfing or a waterman, or like that is like true love of, you know, like he always said, the thrill is back, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's what he's all about, and I just want to say, like, he's a great dude.
Great dude, great influence, great guy.
Gnarly.
Just, you know, really
innovator.
Innovator in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
Like an uncle to all of us, you know, especially to certain people, obviously. And Herb, yeah. Let's give it up to Herbie Fletcher, man. Thanks for checking out the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to leave you with a special tribute to our friends and family that have passed away over the years. Have a happy new year. Stay safe. See you next time.